Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I am your host, Marco Mazzola, and we are on our episode 1 bonus episode for the Book of Boba Fett. Again, with me is our host, Mila.
Hello.
And Larry.
Hey.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
We
Excited.
Excited for Boba Fett or what?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, let's start ranting. What do you think, everybody?
Yeah.
I'll come out the gate.
Just do it.
I liked the episode. It was great.
All right, well, job done, episode. That was
All
great.
right,
See you
wrap
later.
it up.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. No, it was. I liked how they came out. I love for a first episode to get into it. Again, I don't know how many episodes they're gonna do this year or this season with this, but for a first
This is the episode while you're talking, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I was actually in the process, but then I started talking. I like how they do the backstory about him. Now, my whole thing was, how did he get out of the stomach, the stomach of the worm, of the sandworm? Because that was the last we saw of him.
You mean the Sarlacc pit?
Yeah, the sandworm.
You know, the Mongolian death worm in space.
Yeah.
That guy.
We see him get eaten. He gets hit.
Well, the internet's losing their shit right now.
Absolutely, they can handle it. Whatever. Be it.
They know what's up.
So it answered the question of how he got out and what he's been doing, kind of hanging out. So it gave us a little bit of background on him, and I'm okay with it. I think again for a first episode, it was a good entry.
Yeah. And for me, like I don't remember the Star Wars movies all that much. I should probably go back and watch them again.
Try watching The Mandalorian.
I'm almost done.
something more recent.
I'm almost done. But I liked that it kind of also, for someone who was a little, rusty in the memory of things, they kind of just set up who he is and what he's doing very, very nicely.
It's pretty clean.
So then I can really easily go, okay, all right, I can get into this.
Yep.
All right, and it was like it didn't get too crazy too quickly. It was like,
No.
So this is the situation right now. This is where we're starting. This is just our starting point.
Yeah, it is. Apparently, there's going to be 7 episodes. According to IMDb,
Uh-huh.
there's going to be 7 episodes. I would like more. I like 8 is a round number. But, we'll see what happens in 7.
It depends on what they put into 7.
Yeah.
Could be
We'll
a
have to
strong
find out.
7.
Yeah.
You know?
Or it could be
Yeah.
like a really strong start and then
Could be
kind
a
of
weak
weak and then a
Hawkeye
really
6.
great finale.
They can't. No, they can't do that.
Not for Boba Fett.
Yeah.
You can't. You
have
just
too much of a
can't.
following for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is, for me...
Yeah, Star Wars is too big to...
We talked about this offline. Larry and I talked, and I think I talked to you about this too, Mila. Obviously, a lot of history with this character, right? Going back to
Yes.
Empire. And then when they sort of, Lucas did one of his finaglings for like the 14th or 15th time, put him into A New Hope very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in that one at some point. But overall, we talked about the stats on him. 4 lines of dialogue, 6.5 minutes screen time.
Yep.
So he was like that
That could be why I don't remember him all that much.
Well, he was
I
that
was like,
mysterious
oh, yeah.
sort of lone gunman, bounty hunter. He doesn't talk. You don't really know much about him, but he's like the coolest badass.
Yeah,
Everybody wants
yeah.
to know more about him, but you never get. Then gets eaten by the Sarlacc. Essentially, he gets thrown down the pit. Now he has his own show. Chatty as hell. He's all over the place. You see his face. You never saw his face before.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. It was a little weird. I loved it. I love the show. I'm excited for the next 6 episodes.
Yep.
I'm on board. I'm in it. It's just like a weird, all right, we're hearing him talk. It's like, it's almost like when you first heard Mike Tyson talk for the first time. After seeing him just crushing people left, right, and center.
Yeah.
One punch knockouts, essentially. That just sounds like this
Then
little...
you hear him talking like, wait, what?
It just comes out of that face. It's the same thing. Like, well, it's weird. He's talking and he's holding, he's talking, he's
It's almost
having
like
conversations.
they sound the same. Boba Fett and, the guy in the green armor, they sound the same.
But they don't.
But they don't.
But they don't.
At all.
But they don't.
But they don't.
But they don't.
Because they retcon that as well. Which is weird for people. And I'm okay with it now. It bothered me at the beginning.
Well,
Retconned what?
Well, it wasn't his voice originally because he was not allowed.
So
it
there's
was
just
Jerry
some other
Bullock's
dude.
voice.
Right. Well, you can't use the same
Boba
voice
Fett.
because
he's dead for one.
He's passed. Yeah.
But they changed. Well, even then they couldn't because he's a clone of Jango Fett,
Right.
played by Tamara Morrison.
Right.
So in episode 2, I believe, right, the Clone Wars.
Yes.
That's when you meet Jango Fett. So he's a clone of him. So as he gets older, he's supposed to sound like him.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't sound like.
Which
Jeremy Bullock. You
I
don't
see.
use him anymore. So and they can do that because you never saw Jeremy Bullock's face.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that they use the actor
Tamara
from the
Morrison.
Tamara. Yeah. So I like
Yeah.
that. I like that he came back.
Because
That was one thing
they
that I
love that they
they
used him.
try to do that stuff.
I
you
love
know?
what they used him, but they went back and redubbed the voices for the original movies to be his voice.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah,
That
if
I
you watch,
didn't
like,
know.
the
Okay.
newer versions of him. They redubbed his voice.
I didn't know that. That kind of sucks.
Yeah,
It kind of sucks. It makes sense. But it kind of sucks
because they wanted to match.
You know,
Yeah, but
Because they
still.
wanted to match.
it's got some big give
You
and
watch
takes.
like the
you know?
original, which Lucas has said he'll never release, or they'll never release the original cuts
Right.
on Blu-ray or anything like that. So anything you get now is the redone of the redos. You know, he kept going back in. Every time they came up with a new iteration, a new edition, he made tweaks. He added more CG. He added,
Well, when they
dewbacks
CGI
going across.
Did they ever
when they
make the
CGI.
CG better in the first?
Oh yeah. They,
thank God. Okay.
They do a lot of work.
'Cause I
right?
didn't see the, like,
One of the biggest things they did
redone.
was like in Empire when you're seeing the snow speeders. This is I'm not sure if you know, but during the snow speeders originally you could see through the walls of the cockpit, like the metal parts. You could almost see through it because it was just overlays.
Yeah.
And it was really hard for them to map it properly.
Yeah.
So they went back in and digitally made them solid. So
Oh.
you can't see through the metal anymore, right? Like they did things like
Yeah.
that. You know,
That's fair.
C-3PO is a lot more gold looking. They upped the quality of the the high resolution. They
Same thing
color
with the
corrected.
lightsabers.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
redid the lightsabers to a certain degree.
So they just keep like up in it.
he keeps
They-
which
like a nice
I'm
little
okay
update.
with that. You're
They
bringing,
update the
you know,
movies every once in a while.
that doesn't bother me, and I know it does for some people. The nostalgia of the way they look, the look and feel, that sort of like homegrown. We didn't have a lot of money, and we certainly didn't have the technology we have today. But
Yeah.
they still were able to pull this shit off.
Yeah.
right. People kind of miss.
I do
that.
like how inventive they were for
exactly
so
to-
much
to
of the
make
movies.
these things. And people are like, okay, well,
But I
you
do
have the
get
new
why they
technology.
would, go back and fix it because it's.
And a lot of people don't like that, and I'm okay with it. Oddly enough, I'm okay when
Yeah.
they went back and fixed it. Is when they like, threw other characters in. So like the Jabba scene when like they're singing and that new little Muppet guy comes wailing through, screaming.
Well,
like,
it's all merch.
It's merch. It's exactly what it is.
Oh,
It's
yeah, 100%.
unnecessary because you
Yeah.
saw the movie and he was not in the original movie. Yeah, they use nice noodles and like make her like moving, her lips really move. and
Really
she's
moving,
Very
yeah.
more
That was
animated.
weird, though.
It was weird. It's a lot more animated. She's kind of like does that like really close up and pulls away. It was kind of strange and at the end of the day unnecessary.
Yeah.
But okay, that's Lucas. He's
But
gonna keep
there's
tweaking
another
with them
part
till,
there
you
too
know.
when Han Solo was actually walking through the through the well, I'm having such
The
a brain
place.
New Year's
the
Day.
place, the landing area.
Yeah, where they had with
The cargo hold.
Right.
So, woo. So he's
There you
walking,
go.
and in the original, he was talking to like just like a regular guy.
Right,
They
Jabba
went-
was an original fat guy. He was just
Right.
a giant humanoid. He was
Right.
a regular dude, like what, sort of a furry.
So now they actually
costume
they
on.
went back and they did the CGI and they actually have him talking to Jabba as
The
he's
slug.
kind of like sliding
but
through.
still not looking like the Jabba we know.
Not
from
the Jabba
Return
that we know,
but
right.
That's what they had, and he was very.
Yeah.
The proportions were very off.
Right.
But we'll talk about that because I think it kind of plays into what happens in Book of Boba Fett. So what happened in the redo when they did that in the original cut, the original, when they filmed it, he walks behind the guy to talk to him, but you can't do that to Jabba because he's got a big giant ass slug tail.
Yep.
So they have to like digitally make Han Solo step on the tail and up. So they digitally make him up and down. And it looks
Sometimes that can
really herky
Sometimes that
jerky.
can look really janky.
Not sometimes it looked really janky. Just the
Oh,
same as when
no.
they made
It was
Greedo shoot
janky.
first and they move Han's head out of the way.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
never
that's
does that.
right, yeah.
It looks really herky jerky because
Oh,
you're taking a physical
God.
character that was not
Oh,
shot
I
against
hate
a
when
green
people do that in
screen.
CG
Right.
because it never looks good.
Right, because it wasn't shot against a green screen.
Yeah.
So like they're trying to move the pixels of something that's really there versus like, oh, it's a green screen. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it wasn't, so they have to digitally do it. And it didn't work out very well either
Oh,
scene.
God.
So anyway, going back to what was the other part I was talking about? Not the Jabba. Oh, so the Jabba thing, he's smaller in that additional
in
scene
the additional, right.
than he is in Jedi.
Oh.
But if you listen in Book of Boba Fett, when Fennec is like, Jabba very rarely left his palace. He very rarely. So basically, for the next few years, he's just sitting on that throne, gaining weight.
Yeah,
he's just getting bigger.
Well, just
that was kind of like that explanation.
Well, that's how the Hutts
whether
are.
they meant to be or not, it was almost an explanation of why Jabba was so much bigger from A New Hope to Jedi.
Yeah,
he just barely ever left his throne room.
He never did.
Yeah, that's a good way to
At one point, he was slugging around.
Yeah.
Right, episode 1, you see them come out during the pod races.
Yep.
See Mrs. Jabba and the Missus
Yep.
coming out, which is again weird because you never know what the hell happens to her later
there's
on.
A Mrs.?
There was a Mrs. Jabba.
They were
the
Hutts,
Hutts, and they were a little married couple.
But it wasn't. But the Hutts are a. It wasn't like the Hutts are a whole thing. It wasn't just him and her, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like the Hutts are a species almost, and they're just that's what they do. They're just crime lords, and they're crime lords of different areas and different sects.
Yeah.
So like. If you watch,
he controlled Mos Espa,
right?
Oh,
so like if you watch the Clone Wars animated series, they get into the Hutts basically, and all the different Hutts that are all like some of them are in jail, some of them aren't, and it's pretty cool.
Wow.
So as we go somewhere else,
okay. That took us 25
It's
seconds.
still
Last
Star Wars.
episode took us 25
We're still
minutes.
talking Star Wars.
Still
But we
Star
are on
Wars.
Star Wars, so that's
We're
okay.
still there.
So that's okay. So
I can
back
see how
to
we
Book of
segued.
Boba Fett, which is okay. We can tangent all over Star Wars all we want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back to Book of Boba Fett. We enter in and we see finally how he gets out of the Sarlacc.
Yes.
Yes.
And this episode 1, like you said, a very great introduction. You see what's happening to him right after the Mandalorian ends, which you'll get there eventually. I'm sure, Amelia. We have faith in you.
I'll get there.
But then you also get the flashbacks. What happens to him, how he gets out of the Sarlacc, what happens to him after the Sarlacc. So I think my guess is that this season will be a lot of that. Who knows when they'll sort of stop doing the throwback or
it
the
does
flashbacks.
feel like it's just catching up
Because there's a lot
the whole
of
time.
dreams, right? He's talking about the dreams keep happening. The dreams are back when he's in the back to tank, basically, which is a different version of a back to tank.
Yeah,
he's lying down.
He's lying down.
It's almost like a Michael Jackson deprivation chamber.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah, he's down. He's
it's
healing while
it's a lot
he's
different than the one that Luke was
just
in.
floating in.
Yeah.
Right? And even Darth Vader was in at one point, right? The floaty one. He's lying
Floaty
down
one,
like a bed, and the water comes around him. So he's having the dreams. The flashbacks is the start how he gets out, which I thought was cool.
Yep.
I thought that was good.
Again, it's because that's a huge plot hole.
But
so,
they didn't take forever to do it.
which I'm glad that they did.
Yes.
Like the
Yep.
scene
It was
wasn't
like the
terribly
opening in,
long.
it was
All right,
like-
we see it. We see the other stormtrooper that's been eaten.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool.
was awesome.
And he
We're
busts
inside
out
the
and you're fine.
Sarlacc, and
Yeah.
now we are not. Moving on.
Exactly right. Let's just move the hell on. We don't have to stay here too long.
Yeah.
But then it's a lot of the sand people.
Yes.
Right, it's a lot of time with the sand, which I'm
Yeah.
okay. It's kind of how he gets to be because there's time between that and now. Not
Yeah.
a long time,
Not a long
time, but there is some
between
time.
the end of Jedi and Mandalorian time.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And we know the
Yeah.
the Mandalorian show itself didn't take over long periods of time.
Yeah.
No,
It was
everything's
like, I
everything's
don't
kinda
know,
quick, yeah.
few days,
It's not a
I
week,
guess.
but it's not like it's not
Yeah.
a day and a half, but it's
Right.
not that. It's not like a month either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was really quick.
I had a problem with the sand people.
Talk to me. Why?
What's your problem with the sand people, Larry?
I mean, they're big fans
What
of
happened to
yours.
their
but-
guns?
They're
That's actually a good question, but I think
don't they like aren't
some
the
of them
sand
have
people
guns.
like
but there's different
they collect
tribes.
stuff?
There's a lot of different tribes of sand people. That was a small
It's a pretty
ass
big
tribe.
sand planet. You
Everything,
know?
again.
but everything that's been introduced to me as a fan, Luke was out with Obi-Wan. He's getting shot at by the sand people.
Did they have guns when Anakin slaughtered them?
Well, Anakin snuck into their camp, and he
Yeah,
was
but
just
they
a
were
straight
there,
up
they saw
Jedi.
them. He
It
just
could be
slaughtered
over
them.
time. They're just a tribe that's like, you know what? Maybe
Some
guns
tribes, maybe
aren't
some
all that
tribes have them,
bad.
some tribes don't. I don't know. They looked different than the New Hope versions. You know what I mean? They're a little bit. Their facial, their masks and everything like that. Their clothing was very different.
Yes.
It was different. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in
Yeah,
New
it
Hope,
does
it's
seem
mostly gray. It's
like a
that
very
light tan.
different like group.
It's very
you
all
know?
tan sand color in A New Hope. This had a lot of dark colors to it, and if you notice, it's the stuff he's wearing later. Right, it's the clothing he wears when you see him appear in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The dark.
Yeah, before he gets his armor.
Before he gets his armor
Yeah.
back, he's wearing their clothes. He looks like he's wearing the leader's clothes. If you watch,
'cause
that was one thing.
I remember,
You see,
he
like
had
the
he had
chief
the
come
hood.
out, and it looks almost the same colors, the same thing. It almost looks like his. Like somehow he gets his clothing.
Well, maybe they just. I mean, after he
He
get
has
into the
the stick.
conversation.
He has the Bantha, the Gaffney stick.
Yeah, I still want to know what happened to their guns. Because for me, just they seem just like very primal sand people and what we've seen.
I I'm gonna chalk it up to a different sect, a different village.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know.
I'll be okay if they explain it that way.
A lot of people.
They're all over Tatooine. I think that these things are all over. There's different,
absolutely.
It's probably just like majority of them don't, but like this is like an exception group, you know?
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Because it can't be like none, you know. Well, I mean, it could, but like. In this case, it's like likely.
If they write it like that, if I find it like in the next episode that's the reason why, I'm like, oh, okay, then that will make sense. It's just right out the gate. I saw the same people. The very first thing I'm thinking of is when, back in the day, Luke Skywalker, he's driving his little car.
He's snipering him off the ridge.
Right, and they're shooting down at him. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So that's the very first image that I have of them. So when they did, so they're just running around with clubs. I'm like, wait, this doesn't really work. And by the way, he's a bounty hunter, right? Mm-hmm. Granted, he's been sitting in a worm's stomach for a while. I feel that he should have kicked their ass a little bit more.
I thought that too at first. I had the same issue with it, but that guy was
me off the ledge.
That guy was really well trained. He was like their fighter, right? He was like their guy. Let's take it back to a different movie. I know we're going to tangent here. Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Remember Tommy Morrison comes out?
He's that
guy. It's him. The big guy comes lumbering out, and it's him on his back.
It's him on his
He's
back.
the ass-kicking fighter of their tribe. That was him. So now you have the ass-kicking fighter of their tribe against a guy who, like you said, is in the worm, has been dragged across the desert and tied up to a post.
Highly dehydrated.
He's dehydrated to no end. He has no weapons. And I think, and this is just me, the Mandalorians rely a lot on their armor and their weapons. Their hand-to-hand combat, we don't see a lot of. Din Djarin's we saw more of, but you don't see a lot. It's a lot of the tricks and the things and the armature and the little missiles that come off and the things that come off their knee pads and their rockets and their ropes and their flamethrowers.
He's an assassin.
Yeah, but he relies
with
a lot
of really awesome weapons.
Which is how he kills most people.
Because
I don't see them kind of coming up and snapping somebody's neck from behind.
Wait.
Yeah, you see him like
saying that without
set
the
him
armor,
on fire.
he's nothing?
I mean, almost. How much was Din Djarin? I don't remember. Like,
so without the armor, Tony Stark is just a guy.
He's just a guy. It's
right,
cool.
pretty much.
He's just a guy. That's exactly right.
Done.
He's billionaire, philanthropist, playboy.
Yeah.
I
Who
can
go on,
but
like with
that's
armor
it.
on,
That's what he said to Captain America.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Who are you without the armor? Philanthropist, playboy, billionaire. Should I go on?
Like,
do I go need to go on?
Fair.
So, all right, so
genius in there, yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that was just my, those were my couple things just when he gets the back and forth between him and the Sand people. They had no guns, but if they want to write that off as just like different tribes, I'll be fine with that. Kind of bothered me that, you know what, I can understand that he was sitting in the worm's stomach and I get all that, but I just feel that
dragged across the desert.
Right, but even before that though, like
not really fed much.
The Jawas beat him. The Jawas took all that stuff.
That bothered me.
That pissed me off.
Thank you. That bothered me. And I'll tell you why that bothered me. Again, he's fighting out of Sarlacc. Who knows what that took.
Right.
How long he was in there, what it took to get out of there, because we didn't see a lot of it. We saw 2 seconds.
Yep.
But here's what bothered me. The Jawa hits him with the gun. That thing weighs like 30 fucking pounds. There's no way it has enough force to come down on somebody and knock them out with one shot, even with the butt end of a gun. It takes a lot of force to knock somebody out.
He got his ass beat by a Jawa.
That thing doesn't have the body force to hit somebody and knock them out. Not somebody like him.
Right.
You can write it off because he was already kind of screwed up because he's already really dehydrated and screwed up because of the fight out of the Sarlacc. He's already
But that can only go so far.
Exactly. There's only so point you're like. It's kind of like the bottle thing we were talking about in Hawkeye, like how strong is these damn bottles. Thank God it got shot and blew apart.
Yeah.
We figured that out. They're older bottles, they're thicker. Meanwhile, she's beating people in the head with it. So kind of the same thing. Like how much would it take to knock him out? And does that Jawa, with his 30 pounds soaking wet with rocks in its pockets, have any weight enough to knock somebody out?
And they're not the most violent people either. Like we've seen them. Right, but we've seen them in the past.
They're just annoying at best.
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing, but
I don't think they've ever been described that way, but little shitheads kind of
little shithead works.
Yeah,
Uncle Owen was gonna kick the shit out of him in New Hope when they were trying to like out hustle him out of an R2 unit. So it's like, wait a minute, Uncle Owen almost kicked the shit out of one, and you mean to tell me that
Uncle Owen wasn't just fight out of a Sarlacc pit either?
And
dragged
across the ocean half dead. You know,
I mean, I get all that.
He didn't exactly bounce out and run across the desert like, yeah, I'm free. He just kind of
it's still a Jawa.
Pulled himself out and dragged his ass.
I don't care.
It's like I definitely see both sides because I'm like, it is a Jawa, but it's also like
better is if they hit him with a stun gun. Remember the gun, like they hit R2 with, they hit him with a...
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
They tasered him, essentially.
But then they also don't have guns, so.
The Jawas had guns.
No, they got the little cattle prod taser thing.
No, they have guns, though. That's what they have.
They have guns, but I mean...
Little like snub nose with a round barrel.
Look at
really
they're like 3
weird
foot
round
2.
barrel. Yeah.
I mean...
These little tiny barrels. I remember because I had the toys.
They're like future Smurfs.
Yeah, exactly. There's round Smurfs.
Round Smurfs, that's all.
Yeah.
Dink, dink. So, it's a baseball reference. Gotta hit Larry on the baseball reference just to get him going on New Year's Day. Ding, ding.
Oh, Jesus.
May the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you.
So yeah, that did bother me at first. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to suspend a little disbelief that he can not just use his gun to zap him or the thing to taser him and knock him out. He's going to butt into, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, all right,
that's fine.
Like you said.
But they stole all of his shit.
Yeah, I mean, they stole all his shit.
He had to, because he had to find out how he lost all of his armor, so he has to go get it back during the Mandalorian.
Which we see, right.
So now we understand how he loses his armor. So he answered that question for us.
I mean,
He's dragged across the desert by the sand people. They finally pick him up. Again, he's just laying in the desert,
just hanging
passed out, got knocked out, he got dehydrated, fighting out the Sarlacc. So he doesn't have a whole lot of energy to fight back.
Fine.
And the Greedo character sounds the alarm as he's trying to escape.
Punk.
What
Snitch.
a punk ass.
Snitch rat.
Oh my God. So his lips shut. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
It did. So then we come out of the dream. Like we kind of kept going in and out of the dream, right? Because you have to go back into the tank and we get to see a little bit more of the history. We're back into present time. Fennec Shen's there. Talk to me. So we get to the scene where everybody's coming in for the tributes.
Yep.
Funny. I wanted to punch the mayor's guy in the face.
Yeah.
But I think that was meant to be.
So, that's definitely meant to be.
Yeah, it's curious.
We're going to see some shit going on between clearly him and the mayor.
Yeah.
Because,
now...
who's
the mayor?
I don't know.
No idea. Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
That's
7 episodes.
We'll see if it's a big reveal. Yeah, it'll be like episode 7.
Or it'll be like the next episode. It's like just some dude.
It's just some dude.
And it's like,
guy hanging out.
It's me, your boy, the mayor.
Some dude.
And I want you to pay me.
No, because it has to be somebody that has some sort of power, because people know who Boba Fett is. It's like regardless of how much time has passed, it's like, people.
It's
Boba Fett was known to be like he was the bounty hunter, right? Like there's many bounty hunters, but he was like the bounty hunter. So Boba Fett going in there. People know who this guy is. So for this mayor to be like, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to send my little peon. And then the peon, his attitude, his smarmy, his whole attitude.
Peon's
attitude. Smarmy bastard.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You can expect another visit.
He's like,
what?
I'm not here to give you money, but you need to give me money.
A lot of apologies.
Yeah, I apologize, but you need to give me
my tribute to you is the mayor's gracious welcome or something.
Yeah,
and he's like,
but before I leave,
my
gracious,
get the hell out.
No, I like Fennec Shan's like, our tribute to you is you're going to leave under your own power.
Yeah, you're going to live.
Yeah.
We're going to live before we kill you.
So that whole thing, it's definitely setting up for whoever the mayor is.
Yeah.
And the mayor's got to be.
So apparently the mayor's got serious power. If he can send that dude to go look him in the eyes and say, I don't have a tribute, but you could pay me.
Right. So but that's what I'm saying. It's like even that guy, he's got to have some balls to be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like,
he's got to have real confidence in who he's with.
I think part of it is like the Hutts are no longer around. Jabba's gone, so he feels like, and then who knows what Bib Fortuna was, how powerful he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I can't believe that they had him be the leader.
I know he stepped in.
But you know what's funny though is now that I'm thinking about the image of Bib Fortuna, like he even got fat.
Yeah.
So it's all right, so if you sit on that throne, you get fat.
You just sit there and get fat. Like that's exactly.
Hence why he's like, I'm going to take some walks.
Yeah. Even he should have taken a walk around town.
So that just actually,
which is probably why
thinking about that.
Boba Fett's like, I'll walk.
Yeah.
And she's like, they should be carrying. He's like, Dad, I'll walk.
Yeah. I'm just going to walk around.
I've seen what happens to people who said, I'll walk.
Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty cool. All right. So we're walking. Now we're going through the town.
Yeah.
Right? We're walking around. We've done the
We're gonna lead
tribute
through
scene.
Respect, not fear. The whole shebang.
I like that. I enjoyed that. They're
I
gonna
do
lead
too.
through respect and not fear. Although she's like, sometimes fear works. She's right.
Yeah.
She's right.
It's
in
a
that
good point.
situation, when you're,
Although
if you're trying to be a good guy, then no. But if you're trying to be a bad guy, then fear works.
I mean,
although
what is he trying to be?
Can garner a lot of.
He's still trying to be a crime boss.
Power, I think. But it's harder to get. Is respect.
Yeah. Right. Fear is a little easier to control through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think
it's quicker.
But respect, it takes longer, but it'll garner a lot more power behind you, I think.
I think it stays longer.
Yes.
I think respect stays longer because if for some reason they don't fear you anymore,
Yeah.
then it
But
goes
they would
away
still
quickly
fight
'cause it's
for
easy
you.
to lose that.
Yeah.
Like, you show
Yeah.
a little bit of weakness, they don't fear you anymore. But
Right.
they can always respect you. You
Right,
just
right.
keep doing that. You know,
I mean, I like how he walks into the bar and again, like, so that's part of the thing that like sticks to my craw a little bit is again, this is Boba Fett. He is known. How come everybody's kind of like just nonchalant with him?
I mean, there's a lot of planets in the galaxy.
I guess. I mean, you know, and I don't know how many people knew he was dead. How many people knew that he was gone? Like that he had perished during that fight scene.
Well, okay, then that makes it even worse because
Then he came
Boba's
back.
definitely been there before. Like again, he's a bounty hunter. He's like top notch bounty hunter.
Yeah.
So no, if I run a bar, regardless if I had heard that he had died or not, if I see Boba Fett walk into my bar, I'm like, oh shit, Boba Fett's here. Which I guess is the reason why they're like, here's your helmet back.
With all the
and with
coins
all the
in it, yeah,
coins,
yeah.
like, yo, like we got it. Like
Yeah.
we get
Yeah.
who you are. So
There's
it's
kinda like that,
some people
yeah.
know who he is, and
Yeah.
then some other people just like, nah, I'm gonna try to take you out by sending ninjas.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Where do they come from?
The mayor?
I was thinking the mayor probably.
Could be the mayor, but this is episode 1.
Well, we
You know what I
don't
mean?
know
Like
the mayor, but
even
they
like
still
even
could
take it back
have
to
come
like
from the
Hawkeye,
mayor,
even
you
take
know?
it back to Mandalorian. There wasn't just one villain, right?
Right.
There isn't just one Grand Moff Gideon.
So it
you know what I mean?
might
There's
not be
multiple-
the mayor, but
issues.
it could be though.
It could very well
but
be.
it could also come from somewhere else.
Did they have the same symbols on them he had seen those guys painting?
Oh,
on
the like triangle thing.
yeah,
That
that's
kind
what
of
upside down.
looks
Like,
like the
two
Mandalorian
J's or
symbol,
something.
doesn't it?
it's similar, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But there's so
But
many
it's
different
like, I don't
hieroglyphs
know.
and things that they can
Right.
use.
Yeah. So I'm
You know
like,
what I mean?
I wouldn't be shocked for someone.
That's the first thing that popped up when I saw them do the little spray paint thing on the
Which I thought
building.
was weird to look at. The graphically was weird. It wasn't like spray paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
There was
they
some
used
sort of
like
different
they used
off-world
like some sort of.
technology.
Oh, I thought it looked like some sort of like hand paint or something. Like they went
Or
like
something that was almost like
It looked
almost
like
like they were burning it into it, or you know what I mean? Like it was some kind, but it definitely was being
It looked more
sprayed.
like almost like it was charcoal to me.
Yeah, but it looked like,
like
it was
they
being
went like
sprayed,
this.
but not spray paint.
Or you can't really see
I
what
know
I'm
we're kind of
doing.
weird
but,
tangent
you know.
on this, but like, it was
Yeah,
kinda
I don't know. I just saw that they put the symbols up, and the
Yeah,
very
I
first thing that
don't-
popped
I
in my
don't-
head was the Mandalorian symbol.
No, I
First
don't
thing
think
that
it's
popped into my
Mandalorian.
head was, what's that mean?
Yeah,
I'm
well-
like, oh
Well, yeah,
look,
'cause it was
a
two,
gang
like, it was like-
of some
it was
sort that
like,
we're gonna see later.
It was like an L and an L backwards almost.
Could be like an LL, could be JL,
Almost like an anchor. Like it looked like an
JJ.
anchor when you had it done, like the two L's like coming up or coming up a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
It was
I was
like-
thinking. Yeah,
the
I looked at
Mandalorian
it and I
symbol's
thought
like
it was
that. It's
letters.
that-
Yeah, no,
there's
it's-
that
so I-
head of
yeah.
like a goat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever it
the
is.
goat head thingamajig.
Yeah, or
What?
cow head or whatever the hell it's supposed to be, bull or whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
So what's the symbol? Did you have it there?
Oh, no. I was actually looking to see
look
for some reason the Mandalorian symbol. I don't know why. To me, it just reminded me of it. Maybe it was because of the things that go around the teeth there.
Yeah.
Those things.
horns?
I'm showing. Yeah, the horn things, and it would basically remind me of the upside down horns.
You know, Larry likes to show visual stuff on
I
the
do.
audio podcast.
Listen, that's how I do. I guess
That's how
it's
he
bad. Sorry.
Well, that's how it is.
I don't know. So Boba Fett symbols.
I thought it was the. It looked
You
more
look
like
it
the Assassin's Creed symbol to me.
Yeah, it kind of
Like,
does
if
like reverse. If you
anything.
turn them in reverse.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
just
back them and
invert
turn them out that way, yeah,
yeah.
it kind of could. Yeah, that should
That's
make
what I
more
thought
sense
of.
to
I
me.
was like, oh, but
That's
I'm like,
pretty cool.
also, it's not.
But it's not.
But
That's
it's not.
I
But
like
it
that.
ain't.
But it ain't. So we see them spray paint the stuff on the walls. However, they got the hell up on the walls. We see the ninjas. What do we think of the ninjas that come? I mean, we're gonna call them ninjas because
I mean,
Yeah.
they're
they
assassins.
pretty
They're
much
basically kinda like
Definitely-
ninjas. Their versions.
yeah,
of ninjas.
they're pretty ninja.
Tatooine version of
Hitman,
ninjas.
ninja people.
Yeah,
folk.
hit ninjas.
I thought it was
Hit
pretty cool.
ninjas.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat.
Again, like I didn't expect too much from this episode, right?
Yeah.
So any kind of like little action, I think was done well. That to me was a pretty cool fight scene.
Yeah, I didn't need a ton of action. in
Yeah,
this. I like the
not-
setup
Yeah.
stuff that they were doing.
Yeah, and I think
I
that's what
didn't
this
need
episode
overdone
was.
action scenes
Yeah.
per se.
It's to open up a lot of things.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
need to know what's
Who
gonna
are
happen,
those
basically.
people?
Yeah,
What's going
it'll
on?
open up a lot of mysteries
What's
and
this? What's
questions.
that?
Who, what,
Why
where, when,
this?
why,
Why that?
sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first episode. We're not answering questions. We're asking
Yeah.
questions
Yeah.
this episode.
This is
that
opening
worked.
everything up.
Yeah, that worked for me. I did like the fight scene, though.
The fight scene was pretty cool.
It was
However, I will say, coming from a fighter background,
Yep.
they had the shields.
cool. Yep.
Their feet were not protected. Neither were their knees. The shields were made down mid-calf. You got all kinds of like little armatures and shit. Just shoot their knees.
I thought
Just
the same thing.
Just shoot their feet.
It's not the same exact
here's
thing.
what you do as a fighter, right?
Yes.
They might be quick enough to pull that shield down and protect their feet. What they can't do is protect the head and the feet at the same time.
Yeah.
So you shoot at the feet and punch them in the head at the same time.
Yep.
You shoot the feet and punch. One way or the other, you're hitting something.
But at the same time though, they were surrounded, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
That's the way
they
I'm
were
gonna look.
really quickly moving. Like between him and Fennec Shan, they were moving and punching and jumping and doing a lot of shit. Like they were getting a lot done. Even though they were getting like stabbed, and they were getting stabbed with those electrical things, like and still moving forward.
Right, but a lot of the things that they were doing, they were bouncing off the shield.
Right.
So if you have these two guys coming,
it is a lot of. It's very hard to like get your balance or like your focus if everybody's coming at you.
But we
at
have two
different
assassins.
times.
We have two assassins. They're both assassins.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter, he's in a semi
Yeah.
kills.
I don't know. They have electric shields.
Electric shields, but it only covers so much of their body.
electric shields.
yeah.
I don't know.
Cattle prods, electric
They
shields.
shot the rocket thing off and exploded them within the thing, but they didn't. They shot off straight into a shield instead of down.
Yeah, I did. I
but
did
you know
catch
what, though?
that. Though. I
But
was
if
like,
you do that, then you don't have a chase scene.
No, I get you.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, I
And God
guess,
forbid you don't have a
But
chase
you had the
scene.
Gamorrean guards come and wipe them
Which
out.
I thought was so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
They had,
I was like, oh man, look at that.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah.
Come run. I mean, I don't know what their names are supposed to be, but
Guy Dude One, Guy
I
Dude
think
I'm
they
gonna
did
go
Gamorrean
Tweedle
guard.
one. Yeah, Tweedledee and Tweedledum come running around and smite them.
And
with
that
their
was
scythes.
really cool.
Yeah,
was
I like
good.
that. I was like, look at that.
I like that
are
because they're like
helpful.
loyal to him now.
Yeah, well, and that was the
They
best
just
thing.
whoever's
'cause-
sitting on that throne, they're loyal to. They don't
I'm
give a
really,
shit.
I'm glad though. I don't know. Sometimes they go, like I'll spare you. Will you be loyal to me? And they go, yes. And then they just go, no.
But I think
But
I
they
think
were
that's
like, sure, I guess.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like they just loyal to whoever's the boss.
I know.
Yes.
So, and that
But
just-
still a crumb though. I'm like, oh, neat.
Yeah.
Wow, they actually stuck with them.
What did you think of the guards?
The green dudes?
The Gamorrean guards, yeah.
I'm okay with them.
I thought they were good.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty much the same. They're a lot more physical.
Yes.
So-
they were much thinner. They still had a bit of a pot belly, but they're way thinner than the ones in Jedi.
Yeah. Well, I
They've
think
definitely
the idea
they're new
is
ones, or they've lost some weight, or they're all on the Atkins or something.
they're all on the Atkins diets. Yeah.
Since,
so I
since Jabba's gone, they're like, hey, Fatty's gone. We can lose some weight now. Like, it's
think-
okay.
I think the idea behind them, from when we first see them in New Hope, as just being these
They're
fat
Jedi.
Was it Jedi?
The first time they were, because that's the first time we see Jabba's
Oh, that's right.
palace.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm sorry. When we first see them in Jedi, they're just these fat things that kind of like lay about. And they just,
they
the
have
regular
battle
prison
axes,
guards. That's,
they're
they're
battle
not,
axes.
Right.
they're whatevers.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that in this one, I think that because they're going to play a bigger role.
Yeah.
You can't have them be these fat layabouts.
No, there's no way those two
and
chubs
be the
would run after
guards
that
for
fast.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Like
There's no way they would have been
happening.
able to walk far, to keep up
Right.
with them.
And I think they
Which is
actually
why
got
they
taller.
just stick around with the guys near them.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was interesting. I thought it was just like a different, there's
Yeah,
a thinner
it's a
version.
different look.
Less dressed. Oddly enough, they had less on than the original ones.
Showing off their new bod.
Apparently, you got the beach bod. You might as well show it
you know
off.
what?
They're
You
like,
work out.
We're wearing
Damn.
beaches on Tatooine, but shit, it's all
The
desert.
whole place is a beach with no ocean.
With no
It's
water.
a big desert then.
Big giant. That's called a desert. You're exactly right. That's called
a
a desert.
Yes. Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Or half a beach, depending on how you look at it.
Depends on if your glass is half full or half empty.
Yeah. You'll never ever see the other half. So it's
Keep
just,
walking, you'll
just-
eventually see the water.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Although it's in the distance, and when you get close, it disappears.
That sucks.
Oh, there you have it. Okay, so new versions of the Gamorrean guards. I'll
Yeah.
go with that. I like.
I'm
I'm
okay
interested
with
to
that.
see
They're cool.
what-
I like 'em.
What they continue to do.
Yep.
They dragged him back once because he was hurt. So that's one thing. He gets hurt, and then
Yeah.
he has to go right back to the tank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was
Like
pretty
that,
fast.
Whatever. So we'll find out why. We'll find out more of what happens to him, why he gets so easily hurt. and
Yeah.
has to
Well,
immediately go back to the
I think
tank.
what it is because of all the years or all the time that he sat in a worm's belly. And then even after the Sand People, because clearly he becomes friends with them, right? Because, we see, he helps them defeat that four-arm creature
the
thingamajig.
thing.
That
yeah.
thing was straight out of
Mortal
Clash of the
Kombat.
Titans. No, Clash of the Titans.
Oh, Clash of
I thought
Titans.
that was
yeah.
cool.
But
I
you're
love that
right.
thing.
It was
I
like
was-
Guru, whatever his name
I was
was.
like, oh my
But
gosh,
to me,
this
it went
is so
further
cool.
back to Clash of the Titans
Clash of
with
the
the
Titans,
Kraken.
yeah.
He looked more like a Kraken because it was more like a lizard type of like sea creature.
I haven't
then
seen
it
this.
looked like Guru, whatever.
Go. I don't know. The very first thing I thought, I was like, oh, 4 arms, claymation, Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
I saw it and I was like,
I got Clash of the
oh
Titans
my
all
god,
over, like-
it's what was his name from Batman vs Superman? Oh, except with
Doomsday?
4. Yeah.
She did like the other Spider-Man suit. So yeah, no.
Although no, I didn't like that movie, but I was like,
Nobody
oh
liked
my
that
god, look.
Yeah, so I mean, like we see that he became friends with them.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It was totally Clash Night when the thing goes down from 2 legs to 4.
Oh, yeah,
and
and he
starts
starts
crawling
running.
after.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was totally that was
So I
Harryhausen.
think
that was really
that was
cool
Harryhausen,
scene.
like
Yeah.
miniature claymation type stuff all over.
so maybe he just has to go in there because it just over the years with he doesn't have his armor anymore. Well now
And by
now
the
he
way,
does. I'm saying like
not to
throughout the
change it
years.
back, but another creature gets choken out by a chain.
What?
Yeah.
He chokes him out with a chain, just like Leia did to Jabba.
Oh, and just like
That was like
you
his
can even
head.
go further back. The Padme does that in.
Oh, that's right.
Was it in was it in
was
Clone Wars?
Clone Wars, yeah.
So it's everybody's all these creatures are getting choked out by chains.
That's right. They're really good at choking things out with chains.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's the way. This is the way.
This is
this is the way.
choking things out with
That's-
chains. This
That's
is the
from
way.
The Mandalorian. Do you know that?
Yeah.
She's only got 4 episodes left.
What's that?
We're never
The
gonna let up.
Mandalorian.
We're never gonna let up until she watches those last 4
I know, right?
episodes.
I'm like,
So I mean,
there.
it's
There's gonna be a test, by the way.
Yeah.
Study.
I don't know. I just haven't gotten into it again because it's like I already know all the spoilers, so I
you
just
gotta
kind
see
of
it just 'cause
stayed
it's
away from
fun.
it.
You got it. It's
I
a good
know.
You gotta
show.
see it 'cause
No, I
it's
do
fun. You
want to
may
see
just
it,
watch
but it's
that
kind of like
last
the fact
scene.
that I was like, well, like it was subconsciously like, what's the point,
Yeah.
So I had
Well, it's
started
awesome. That's the
I had
point.
started losing like reason to watch it.
We can't talk anymore.
I can't. be
I'll
friends
watch
with her.
it. I will watch it. It is
I never
cool.
liked her. I can't grow to like her. I was kidding.
I never liked that.
It's cool. I'll continue with it.
I know you.
It's like
We
a
know, we know.
subconscious thing.
Yeah, but we get on it. So,
Yes.
all right. So we get. He's now friends with the sand people.
The
Yep.
sand folk.
They give him
Yep.
some water.
Yep.
That
Yep.
weird little shell, which apparently I don't know that thing underground. must
Yeah,
be
that was
producing
weird.
them.
I was like,
don't know.
well, why? How does it not spill out?
I don't.
I
It's
think they crack it open. There's like a seal, like the
Oh,
top
okay,
middle
'cause they
thing.
don't
It looks like those small little,
it
little
looks
green
like they
pumpkins.
just started drinking
and you
it.
pop the thing.
Like it's like they find it and they just start drinking from it. I'm like,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was
know.
like,
I don't
these
know if
things
that
are just
creature was
in the
producing
desert
them. It's like
everywhere?
eggs.
maybe it was like
Or-
a
'cause
maybe
where's
it's like
it
a
come
cactus
from?
kind of thing.
They're digging
Maybe
in
it's
the
a cactus
sand.
kind of thing. You know,
It could
it's
be.
a it
You
could
could
be
be
like
right.
a
It's just
sort of
under the
a form
sand.
of plant life. You
Could be
know,
just under the sand. No, you're
Yeah.
probably right. I don't know if that.
so then
that,
it like
and that
could
creature
probably
just happened
trap
to
the
be near
water
it.
better. I don't know.
It was weird.
That
Trying
was
to think of
strange.
a-
They dug it.
It
No,
was
no,
still weird though. It was like just, but thinking of it as a plant now, it actually would make a lot of sense to
Yeah,
keep
no,
it
totally.
more shallow
Yeah.
to get more water. Cause,
Well, no, I
'cause not a lot
definitely
of
think it's
water,
definitely like a plant
wouldn't go.
of some sort of gourd or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think too heavy on it. I was like,
I
oh,
did
cool.
think too heavy
I
on
did
it
too.
because I was like,
I
"What
did
the
too.
hell is that thing?
Where do those
that's-
things come
How
from?
is it just water everywhere?"
Yeah, how is
and then
this
I was
just
like,
pockets of water,
"Oh,
little
that's like
bulbs
when
of
you're in the
water."
desert and
Yeah.
like what you survive on is like the cactus
Bulbs
water,
of water. Yeah, exactly. Just dig under the ground for it. Yeah.
without like dying. You know,
I was more amazed by the big forearm thing. You guys are talking about the
no,
plants.
I thought that
I
was
like
really
that guy too. He was cool until he got choked out. Little puss.
What a chump.
Total chump.
You got choked out by a
Taking
chain.
out like a chump.
Dude seriously got beat by a chain.
The half-dead Mandalorian
By
guy.
half-dead
The half-dead
Boba Fett. Come on,
takes him
man.
out.
Come on.
What
Jumps
a
over and gets him with a
weakling.
chain. In 4 arms, he still can't pull that chain off of him.
Nope.
His arms are
I
like
don't know,
T-Rex.
it's-
I was just too short to grab that far back.
I know. I was like, man, all that evolution
No
to not be
flexibility
able
in
to
those
grab.
arms whatsoever.
I'm like, man.
You can grab something from behind your neck. He could not with 4 arms.
He cannot.
He got stubby four
Yeah,
four
he did,
stubby
little
arms.
T-Rex
He's
arms,
like,
apparently.
oh no.
T-Rexes hate
He
push-ups.
didn't have that much, shoulder
Yeah,
stuff. I
nothing.
guess. He's like,
So we get there. How does this episode end? We get back to the tank basically, right? Like, so Fennec Shan's chasing them down.
Yep.
She kills one just because they need one.
They need one alive.
They need
Yeah.
one alive, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
She totally sacrifices one, knocks him right off the roof.
I liked
Awesome.
that. I was
thought
like,
that was
oh
cool.
yeah,
She's an
that's what I'm
assassin,
talking about.
and she's not a good guy.
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I
No.
love about this show is you're rooting for them, but you're rooting for bad guys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Because that's all there
Yeah.
is, right? It's a
Which is
show
nice.
about
bad guy.
criminals.
Yeah.
All of them, like everybody's gonna be like, you know, what I mean? He's a crime lord, so he's gonna be taking care of other crime bosses and controlling the whole
sector. Yeah.
I don't want to.
I mean, you're rooting for Heisenberg essentially. You're rooting for Walter White. You know what I mean? Like he's a bad dude, but I'm rooting for him. Like I hope he wins.
I want to see
lead with respect and
that's what it is.
Yeah. Hopefully until he runs into Darth Maul. I really hope they bring him in.
That'd be
read
cool.
about that. Isn't he dead at this point?
I don't know.
I think he died.
Yeah, he got like
during
dead,
Clone Wars, during the stuff with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is Darth Maul.
Yeah, so
He come back 100 times.
yeah.
And it
But
is
I think, what I think the sort of the
what it is.
not conspiracy, the thought process is that it's the Crimson Dawn. We're gonna run into Crimson Dawn,
Right, and he runs them. So if we watch
that was during Rogue One.
Yeah. When you actually went at the end of
Are those the guys in the red suits?
no, that's
No, I'm sorry, during Solo.
Solo.
Excuse me.
That's what I was saying.
During
At the end of
Solo,
what am I thinking about?
you see him take over the Crimson
Right.
Dawn. So, I mean, I know that the time frame is like, wait a minute, he's already been killed like 15 times.
Yeah.
But he's also been brought back to life
15 times, 14 times.
So
Hopefully one more time.
We'll see.
That's just a personal. Like, I would love to see Darth Maul
I would too.
because I think
really
it was a
would. I
shitty
think
send off. Like
Yeah.
the way that they killed him off in Phantom Menace, I was like, this is
Yeah.
bullshit. Like that's my dude. Like
Yeah.
I loved him so much.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I would like to see him.
Whoop, there he goes.
I know
Yeah.
there's like
Bye.
a billion other characters that they could bring in from the extended universe or
Right.
whatever, but I don't know. I could still see some more Darth Maul and I'd be okay.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that.
Even half mechanical Darth Maul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With his
Yep.
robot
Spider
legs.
legs
Yeah. I could
whatever.
definitely see something like that happening.
I'd
But
That
I think
would
we're
make
definitely gonna get
sense.
some Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some of what's her name, who played by Emilia Clarke from Solo, his girlfriend. That's the rumor.
Oh.
Is that it's her? 'Cause she's
Okay.
taking over Crimson Dawn at this point.
Oh, maybe because that would make sense.
Who knows if she's the mayor? Who knows if she's
Ooh.
it's a lot of
Well, I mean,
possibilities.
we could see
a
Huts.
lot of possibilities.
We could see Huts coming back
Sure.
into the play.
or at least trying to.
Or trying to right, but yeah, I mean, again,
reassert
it's
their dominance in the area.
it's a crime story.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, looking forward to it. It's 6 more episodes.
Yeah.
And hopefully they just pack the shit out of it.
That'd be awesome.
Oh my god, because there is so many.
That would
different
be
things to do.
awesome if they,
And
like,
and I gotta say,
made
I
it
have
fit.
my faith in Jon Favreau. I have my faith in Dave Filoni. They've done amazing things with Mandalorian. They've done amazing things with bringing Star Wars back to what it should be
Yep.
and beyond for 2021, 2022.
And they
Yeah.
really brought back the feel of it too.
They did. They brought back a OG Star Wars
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
new technology.
yeah,
You
and
know,
but it
things like that.
feels like Star Wars.
It does. It feels like Star Wars again. It doesn't feel
Forced.
like it doesn't feel like it's for little children.
Yeah.
These shows don't.
It's
even
not.
though
It's
Grogu
not
was
Disney friendly.
I mean, Grogu
Yeah.
was. I get it. They had to sell
Yeah.
little dolls. I'm
Yeah,
understand.
Grogu was like the big,
But
not a
the
cash
rest of the
grab, but-
series, no, he was totally a cash grab.
It was a cash grab,
more
yeah.
Grogu shit everywhere you look.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
They
not
make
wearing
him
my
do
Grogu
something
underwear, but I
different
have
every
them.
single thing. So like something different.
Me undies. I got 2 different pairs, 2 different prints.
Well, you're just enforcing the
And
behavior.
I am and a lounge
You're
pair.
the reason.
A lounge pants. There's a lounge pants
your
from
fault.
MeUndies that Grogu wanted to. I have those too.
I have a pair of lounge pants that I actually have him on, and I do
See?
have a Christmas sweater that somebody gave me.
There you go.
That has Grogu
See?
on. So.
Absolutely.
I have nothing
He's a
with
cash
Grogu
grab.
on
He's
it.
on everything.
You're
But
not
it's
a fan.
But I'm okay with that.
Not a real fan if you don't have Grogu stuff.
That's right. But it's okay, But there's nothing yet in
Right.
this that is like, oh, look, it's for Disney and it's little kids and we're going to sell. They're selling plenty of Boba Fett toys, believe me.
Yeah,
There's
they've
plenty
been
of
doing that
Fennec and
since
Boba-
whenever the hell
he's one of the
first came out.
highly produced. Again, 6.5 minutes, 4 lines of dialogue. He's one of like the most produced characters in terms of figures and toys and
People love
merchandise.
him.
Right up there
Yeah.
with Vader.
More
Vader's
so,
awesome.
more so, like he's like that mysterious guy that again, it's kind
Like,
of
he's
again, it's
so
weird that we're now
recognizable.
seeing him a lot.
You're like,
without
oh my
his
god, that's
helmet on.
Boba Fett. That's the guy.
Yeah,
That's the guy.
It is the guy.
The
It
guy.
is the
That's
guy.
the Star Wars
So
guy.
if you've watched this episode, you should watch the Under the Helmet.
Yeah,
Special. Was
so
it like 20,
cool.
25 minutes?
I
whatever.
like that.
It's a quick watch, but a great backstory history on Boba Fett, where he came from.
Oh.
That he was originally, the armor was meant to just be like a hired version of stormtroopers.
Yeah, so
Like an
basically
elite
the red guys
stormtrooper.
that you were talking about, the guys that are all the Imperial Army.
Yep.
The
That was
Imperial
supposed
Guards,
Imperial Guards, right? So that was actually supposed to be
or the
Boba Fett's.
or the black ones,
or the black ones from Rogue.
Yeah. The elite stormtroopers.
So that's what they were supposed
But
to
at the
be.
time, it was too expensive to make. Well, they needed like 100 suits. They made one, and it was really expensive to make. So like, screw it. Let's just make him a different character. So that's what they
Right.
did.
So that's how you got Boba Fett.
And now you have, like,
And then
the
they
most
started
iconic
painting
thing
It was
ever.
white. It was all white.
All white.
Really?
Completely white. And they actually sell some versions, some toys,
Yep.
and some like hot toys where they have like versions of it. You can find out what it originally looked like. And then they just doctored it up and painted it, and it did everything they did to it to make him Boba Fett.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
And
So in
man,
the
was that a
special, you
good
see
decision.
the parade in California. They had that, like, it was before the movie.
It was before the movie.
So nobody knew
Nobody-
who the hell he was, but he was walking down the street
With Vader.
With Vader, but they were the actual screen used costumes. This was after A New Hope.
Yeah, so it wasn't
before
like
they released Empire Strikes Back.
they weren't
Oh,
like
that's so
they were
cool.
they weren't
like
Hollywood.
walking down
They
the
weren't
street.
like Halloween costumes. These were
actual
film,
costumes,
film
yeah.
actual stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
And they were walking
That's
and they were
really
like, we'll just
cool.
throw Boba Fett out there with him.
And everybody was getting like crazy over
And they were
him.
like, "Oh my god, this character's so cool. He's so awesome." And again, like we were saying, he's got four lines.
Minus the holiday
Four
special.
lines of dialogue, but damn,
Minus
does
the
he-
holiday special.
Does
Right,
he is
because that's
cool.
what
Which he looks
you
very
see him.
different in, by the way. The
Yeah.
cartoon version of him is very different.
Well, cartoon versions of people tend to be. No,
Yeah, no. They
not
did that one on
necessarily.
purpose.
Scratch that.
They did it on purpose.
Backpedal, I take it back.
No, it was very stylistic.
Yeah.
The episode that they did, the cartoon that they did within that holiday special. It's funny to watch when you watch that under the helmet show. Lucas briefly says the words "holiday special," but can't stop but chuckling when he says it.
Yeah.
Because he hates it with a passion. He said
Really?
he'll never release it. Like, he's never
it was
released it on
horrible.
anything, like on DVD or anything like that. 'Cause it was shot on videotape, like they would make for TV shows. So it was like very low quality and shit. I mean, it's laughable. B. Arthur's in
Holiday
it. And,
special.
yeah, I mean, it's
I've
hysterical.
never seen it.
Oh, I've seen it.
Have you?
I have
Oh
not
boy!
seen it.
Oh my God! I'll never.
Are the legends true? Is it
problem
really that bad?
I can never unsee it.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. It was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
Oh,
really
man.
bad.
Like, pretty
And it
damn
was,
bad.
The only redeeming thing was like it had like Boba Fett in it.
Well, that's
Like,
where
it's-
you
it's-
see him
I
a lot.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, you see the whole cartoon on him. And so that was kind of cool. But anyway, so you get back to that's your first introduction, and that was like 6 months before Empire.
6 months before, yeah.
Before Empire came out.
That's what they were talking about.
So then you bring him out in Empire, and he'd be instant hit with everybody. Everybody
yeah.
had to have him. One of the most expensive toys, still to this day.
Well, if you try to find the original,
You find one of the original
12-inch
rocket launching 4 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter,
yeah.
3 and a quarter inch figures.
So the original figures is when they
From Kenner,
first
they had
made
a
them.
rocket launching.
They
Boba
actually
Fett
shot the rocket.
with a spring loading and clip.
Oh, that's pretty sick. That's actually pretty
Yeah, but then it became a choking hazard.
Massive choking hazard.
So they only
It itself wasn't.
Dang
meaning
it.
nobody ever, because they didn't sell them. There was a toy that came out previous to it that had something similar that did cause a problem.
Yeah.
And the company got sued over. So they're like, oh crap, let's not do it.
Let's not
'cause
do
we're
it,
gonna
right.
get sued.
So
Our
there
kid's
were
gonna
certain
choke
ones that
on
were
this.
made, like some of the prototypes that were made. So I actually saw this on Toys That show,
Made
the
Us.
Toys That Made Us. And they were talking about it, that the original concept figure was like, it was bits and pieces, like it was like C-3PO's pelvis and
Yeah.
this person's leg, and because that was like the.
But they finally remade some molds.
Right.
So they actually
Right.
did some versions
So they
of it.
did. They have a couple of them, but if you try to buy that, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
They're into
Literally.
they're into six figures at this
Jesus.
point.
Yeah,
I think
Oh
and
my
it's a
God.
figure that big.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
3 and a quarter inch figure. It goes for over $100,000.
6-7 figures. Yeah.
Now, yeah, it was always up there. It was like 50,000, 60,000. It's climbed up.
Yeah.
That's a
with
lot.
the popularity and the new stuff, and then with this coming out,
Oh, yeah.
it's climbed up again. Much like so here, side note, rest in peace, Betty White, who died New
Oh
Year's
yeah,
Day.
she is.
So let's briefly talk
Not
about that. We'll
alive.
get back to Boba Fett. So I collect pop figures, and I have both versions, the regular and the bowling version of her from the Golden Girls. I got
Yeah.
them for like $12 a piece. I just for shits, I went on eBay yesterday. You can't find one for under $60.
Oh
No
my
way.
They shut up
god! How much
instantly.
did you get it for?
$12, like retail price. I
Nice.
bought them retail price.
Oh my god!
When they were at the retail, I think
I'm
I bought
surprised
them
it's
off the
only
shelves.
$60 to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Nay,
Same.
it's gonna start climbing. It'll climb
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Hold on to them.
Oh yeah, definitely holding on.
Oh,
all right, so
There-
wait a
actually,
minute.
I
Oh, yeah.
pre-ordered. There's a diamond version. It's not really diamond. They just glitter. There's basically
Right.
glitter on it. There's a glitter version coming. I already have that on pre-order. Thankfully, I ordered for like $12, $13, whatever the
Oh,
retail was
man.
on it. So I'm just waiting for
Oh
that
my
to
God.
come.
So
to me.
now I have a question for a collector like yourself.
yeah, and they're in box, by the way. I don't take it.
In
out.
box, you don't take them out. Excuse me. What would be the number for you to sell it?
Well, okay, so that's actually a good
Or
question.
would you sell it?
That's a good
Well,
question.
that's
yeah.
a good question. Technically, they're my wife's. So some of our pop collection there. Oh no! Don't get me wrong. She'd sell them before I would.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't you kid yourself. If that thing hits a number, she'd be like, sell the fucking things. I don't care. I know they're in a storage. We don't look at them right now because we don't have the room for them.
Right.
They're packed away. Sell them.
Okay.
I'd be the one, but I bought them for you. And
she's like,
we'll break up the set if we don't have room.
Good, sell all three of them.
No, sell it.
Sell all four of the bitches. She'll sell all of them. She'll cut them like a mother before she. She don't care. I cut you. Get out. Yeah, she plays. The dollar signs will hit her eyeballs way faster than mine.
Okay. Just I always wonder about things
she
like that.
asks me every time. So how much is that one worth? When are we selling this one? I'm like, okay. Oh,
Get away from them.
And she has a few of her own. Like she says, she loves her Deadpool.
She loves the Deadpool.
I just got her a Jane Austen, which was not cheap. The Jane Austen, there's only one version of Jane Austen. She loves the Jane Austen. And I got her a Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's coming in the mail. That was like $12, but it's a regular price one. But she loves her, so I got her that one. So she has a bunch of them that are only.
So
hers.
she has her own.
She has her own sort of mini. We keep
it's
them
a family
together.
thing.
Yeah. It's 330 some of them.
Family
12
collection.
of hers. The rest are mine.
Oh yeah.
But that's how that. She has the Rosie the Riveter. So like 12 of hers. The rest are mine. So just how it goes. But yeah. Anyway, so same thing, right? It shot up. Now you get this show going, you get Boba Fett going. So the price for those old stuff merchandise for him are shooting up because that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Anything becomes popular, it rides that ride for a little while. It's popularity, it's supply and demand. We'll see what happens to the figures, not just the rocket firing one, just the original, stuff.
Anything that has
you
Boba
have
Fett.
like Hot Toys, which are expensive out of the gate, but like anything else, like a lot of the collectible toys, they make a limited run of Boba Fett. So it's only it starts out at like $250 to begin with. The minimum ones, not the expensive,
not the
expensive like Masterpiece Deluxe. We have all the bells and the whistles ones. Just the stripped down version. He's got like a pistol. That's like $200. You get the expensive ones. They go way more.
Right. Now
they're gonna shoot way up. Those because they're limited edition. They're not producing them anymore. Those will shoot. Way up
that's what it is. You want to add anything to. You won't add any value to anything. Say it's a limited edition.
That's it. Well, that's it because they make a certain number of them and they stop making them.
Right.
You look at some of the pop figures and they're like the Freddy Funkos, which I could give a shit about, right? But they sell 200 of them at a con, and that's the only ones they ever make, and that's it. They're thousands of dollars. Freddy Funko dressed as
really easy
what do you call him? Captain Crunch? No, what's his name? Frankenberry.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's literally it's metallic. Frankenberry dressed as Freddy Funko, it's $12,000. Like it's ridiculous because they made 200 of them or they made 50 of them for a con and that's it. So and it's just ridiculous and who gives a shit about the character? But they can't. It's 50 of them, so it becomes expensive.
But you're right, and that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just looking up some of these hot toy prices for Boba Fett. It's like $200, $300.
Yeah,
$390 with him sitting on the throne. Like, come on, man.
Oh yeah, that's a new one.
You collectors are crazy.
That's the new one for the show.
Right.
So that's that's regular retail.
That's regular retail.
That's
at $390.
not like, when they discontinue it and it's like
Jesus.
vaulted, they don't make any more of them. Then it'll start shooting up after that.
People are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could never get into this.
So I finally bought my first Grail. I got my first Grail.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
When?
The other day. I got the 3-hole punch Jim from The Office.
Oh, that's the one you've been wanting for like
forever. Because I collect the Office figures.
Right.
That was my number one collection. Then The Big Bang Theory.
Now it's cereal people.
Yeah, now it's ad icons. I love the ad icons. But like, I only have like 2 more Office ones to complete the set. I just need to get the bloodied version of Creed. He's a chase figure, and there's like one of the original Angela Martin ones where she's holding a cat. Like that's it. She's not expensive. But I got the original 3-hole punch version of Jim. He's my first Grail. But now apparently I have 2 because I bought the Marvin the Martian from Space Jam. But he was under $100, but now he's worth at least $100.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
you said the price was still like really high for that one.
It was high, but I just looked today and it's gone up a little bit.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I have at least two or three Grails. I'm pretty excited about that. It's pretty fun. My wife's on my heels to sell them.
Well, yeah, because they keep going up in price.
That's right. Well, I'll wait till they start to come down. Just so they drop $1, it's sold.
There you go.
I see that thing kind of drop a little bit, then I'm gonna sell them.
You're like, all right, done.
Then I know I've hit the peak. It's like, all right, I've hit the peak. Now they can get gold. They can be gone and become cash again. So, all right. Anything else about Book of Boba Fett? We are obviously very excited for episode 2.
Yeah.
Wednesdays,
I'm
love
so looking
Wednesdays.
forwed to it, man.
Kind of
Like, I really
Disney
am.
Plus. They knew what they were doing when they moved all the shows to
it's-
Wednesdays.
It seems like it's really going to be cool.
You know, your weekends are busy. Your Friday starts hitting. You're doing things. Wednesday's a perfect.
It's a perfect
drop.
time.
Midweek,
Absolutely.
not shit is going on. I'm gonna watch the new episode.
Yeah.
I tend to watch it, and like when I get here to work, I'll get here a little earlier. I'll drop my kid off, because as I do, between 11:30 and 12 at either my in-laws or my parents' house, and I come to work. I'll do some stuff, and I'll just kick on, have some lunch, and
Throw it on.
I
mean, that way
there's nobody around. There's nobody
Right.
bugging me. What are you watching?
Yeah.
What is this?
What
What's
are you watching?
happening
Right.
here?
No, like you said, Wednesday's a perfect time for it because again, any shit that you have going on, it's already middle of the week. You're already in the repetition. It's not like beginning of the week where you're trying to get back into the groove.
Yeah.
Of whatever you're doing.
mid-groove.
You're mid-groove. Everything's already happening. So to throw this
It's a
on
nice little break,
Yeah,
it breaks up the day.
Yep.
It really does. Breaks up the
You're
week.
like, oh, what the hell?
I'm
I'll
looking
put on
forward
some
to
Boba
nothing
Fett
else
while I do some
new
work or
to
something.
watch in the middle of the week.
Right. You've
You've
already
either
done it.
watched
You've already
it for
watched
the
it.
weekend or whatever, or you're waiting for Friday for the next thing.
Yep.
So it's a nice little breakup in the middle of the week. I do enjoy that. They hit it right on that point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what do we got? What do you think? What are we looking forward to in the next episode?
More Boba Fett, I'd assume.
I would hope
I would hope,
maybe a little Fennec.
Just, little guess.
Yeah, I think just as
More sand folk.
a few more sand folk. I don't want to see too much flashbacks. I won't mind it because they're going to have to, right?
Do you think they'll run it out the entire 7
I
episodes?
I hope they
not.
don't. I agree
I
with
have
you,
a
Larry.
sneaky suspicion they
That
will.
Yeah.
I hope not.
I hope they don't either.
If they keep it to like almost like a minimum, right? So like in this episode, I think it was like a 50-50 of flashback to current. If by the end of the series or the season rather, they kind of backtrack on the flashback, I'll be okay with it. Like, again, like it's
And there's precedent for me. There's precedent to this.
Right.
Why it gets annoying because if you ever watched Arrow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was just about to bring that up.
It was constant
oh my
flashback
God.
for like the first
For like 4
6
seasons or something.
It was
4,
just
5,
flashbacks to him on the island.
Yeah.
Get this asshole off the
I'm
island.
like,
I could care
the thing
less.
is, they keep
we get
bringing
it.
things
He was
from
trained.
the island.
He's home. He's killing mofos. We're good. I don't need to see him on the island. And then you think they're done with the island.
Yeah. And then they
But
gotta find some
new
other thing to
shit
dig up.
happens in the new season that relates back to when he was on there. Like, we're back on the damn island again.
Then half the season you're
How
back on the
long?
island.
What else did he do? Like,
I'm
this is
so
like
glad I never watched
This
it.
is a deserted
It
island.
is a
Nobody
really
knew
good
he was
show.
there.
They just keep doing that.
It was a deserted island. Nobody knew who was there except for like the Globetrotters. And at one point, it was the Don Rickles. It was like Gilligan's Island. Like,
Yeah, it was
everybody
literally
was
like-
there, yet he
no,
never gets off the island until
like the way the show
7
goes
years
is,
later.
Yeah, the way the show goes is, all right, no one knows he's on the island except this one guy that's on the island. All right, so nobody knows who's on the island except this one guy, and then this like group.
Oh,
All
so
right, so
group.
no one knows he's on the island except for this one guy, this group, and this huge country or something.
Exactly.
And
It
you're
just
like,
keeps growing.
so everybody
Then
knew he
Argus
was on
had
the
him,
island, and
then
no one ever
Argus
did.
had him,
Yeah,
and he was,
Argus
like,
had
doing
him.
stuff, like,
Literally
he got off
everybody
the
was
island,
there.
he finally got
See,
home.
no. Halfway through the season, I'm like, dude, get off the island or I'm shutting you off. Oh, you're still on the island? I'm done with you.
So that's
Yeah.
what I'm afraid of with Boba Fett is we're gonna get a lot of flashback. It's
Yeah.
gonna keep dragging it out. With
I mean,
the Fleming.
there's plot holes that they have to
gotta
answer.
get
Right.
the flashbacks up to Mandalorian. Then who cares?
And that's what I hope that
We
they
got
do.
it. We
Like,
got
yeah.
where he is. Once he gets
Yeah.
to Mandalorian,
Because
Yeah.
I
when he
like
comes back, we're good.
flashbacks, but usually flashbacks are used like a couple of times.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
to
need
answer
But when
things.
that's when that's a whole like plot point, I'm like,
I don't want to watch that.
Story. It's a B story. I don't need the B
I
story
don't
for it.
need to see the B side.
I want to know what's happening now.
No.
I
Yeah.
get where he got it. We know where he's going.
Yep.
So I want to get. It's almost like I've been watching Better Call Saul. I just want to get to Breaking Bad. Even though I've
Yeah.
seen Breaking Bad, I know where this character ends up.
Yeah.
Right.
Getting some backstories how he became Saul Goodman. He's now. I don't really care as much anymore. But thank God they brought in Gus Fring, so you're seeing how that kind of ramps up to being him, being full on Gus Fring.
I gotta watch this.
You know what I mean? So like,
I gotta
and
finish
so that's why
Breaking
like a
Bad.
little bit it was slow
Yeah.
at some points because it's like fuck, I know where this character
You just
goes.
want to get there so
don't
bad.
Need
yeah,
all
you're like,
of
oh
this
my god,
backstory.
so when is this gonna happen?
But the show is well written, so you watch it, but
You just
it could
want
be a
another
little-
reason to watch Breaking Bad.
And that's what carries
and they
you.
gotta drag it over like 7 seasons. You know what I mean? Because they
Yeah.
want to get to that 7th season where it's
Right.
syndication and whatever. But it's, 7 seasons of this of how this guy just
So-
becomes Saul Goodman and then eventually like gets off to being a manager of a Cinnabon
Yeah.
in Ohio.
It's like
okay,
7
fine.
seasons of don't you know? This is a reference to the future.
Yes.
And you're
Yeah.
like,
And you get all these
okay.
flash forwards.
You're like,
to
all right,
to
that's
him
it. I'm
being
just
the
gonna watch
manager of
Breaking
the
Bad.
Cinnabon. Like, okay. it's a little drawn out. So I'm hoping with Boba Fett they don't draw out the flashbacks too long.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But
By third or fourth episode, I want them to be over with.
be done with it. Be done with it.
Yeah. It'll be nice, but
So
please.
that's it. All right. There it is. Great recap of episode 1 of Boba Fett. I swear the next 6 episode recaps won't be an hour long, even though this one was.
Was this really?
Yeah, we're just under an hour. We'll talk for another minute. We'll be right there. So awesome.
Stop talking.
No kidding. All right, everybody.
But wait,
thank
I have so
you.
much to say.
No, you don't. Thank you, everybody. That was fantastic. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Mila.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will see you all next week for episode 2 of Boba Fett. Look for our Karate Kid recap or going through. We're gonna talk. I talk with Raphael Moran from the Geeky Dad podcast. Super nice guy. He's got a great fun podcast. If you ever you guys gotta take a listen to it. So he does a podcast with his 2 kids. The multiverse kids, as he calls them, they're cute as hell. They're so adorable. So they talk about all kinds, kind of like we do. They talk about different things. They do a lot of different stuff within one episode. Definitely check that out at the Geeky Dad podcast as well. A little free plug for Raphael. He's a really good guy. So I'll be on his show eventually as well. He wants me to come onto his show. So I did an episode with him. We did a little over 3 hours of recording. I tweaked it down to about 2.5 hours, and that's being released on Tuesday. All right.
2.5 hours of Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Well, we went over Karate Kid.
There's a lot
through
there.
4.
A lot of lore
then we
to
did a
go
little bit
over.
of the Hilary Swank.
That's probably why this
we
was an
talked a
hour.
little bit. And, yeah, exactly.
So much
right.
lore to it.
Yeah, and we did talk about what we hope for season 4, which is now on. It's available. That's one of the things I'm gonna be doing tonight is binge watching season 4. So that should be fun. All right, everybody. There it is. Thank you so much. Again, engage with us at engage@entertainmentrants.com. Let us hear from you. Check us out on all of our Instagram, Entertainment Rants, Twitter's at Entertain Rants. Send us a note. Let us know what you want us to rant about, and hopefully be on the show. Feel free to drop us a review on Apple Podcasts, and we'd love to read it on the show. All right, thanks everybody. Nothing. You guys are good. All right.
No, sorry.
Just checking.
Rant
All right,
on.
bye.
They're on. All right,
Thank
everybody
you.
keep ranting.
All right, bye.